Hello and welcome back to KNF Design. If you're new here, my name is Katie and I try to bring a wide variety of different craft projects to you. If you ever have a craft project you would like me to show you how to make or just want to see me try to make it, let me know down below and I'll try my best to bring that to you. If you like today's craft project, make sure to hit those thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to me and it helps bring my crafting videos to more crafters like you. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of our crafting fun. So with that, let's get crafting. For today's project, I have a 12 by 12 canvas. This canvas is actually from Michael's, not Dollar Tree. You could use my Dollar Tree one, but this one, I don't know if you can hear, it's a little bit of a nicer frame, and hopefully doesn't bend, a little bit more stretched and stiffer than a Dollar Tree one. I got the value pack, so for the 12 by 12s it was 7 canvases in the pack, which ended up making them like $1.80 something per canvas versus Dollar Tree's $1.25. So they want that much more, and it's just a little bit nicer of a canvas. Up to you what you want to go with. But I'm going to also be using modeling paste on it. And when this dries, if the surface that it's on, as soon as it dries, it'll be hard. And then if that surface is getting moved and stuff, which canvases do, especially when you move them, then it'll crack. That's another reason why I thought I'll do a little bit nicer canvas that's a little bit stiffer. Another option is you could do it on a piece of wood, either flat wood, or they have like, I've seen canvases with wood behind them here, or an actual wood square that you can do your project on as well. And then this, I already got messy trying to take off the lid of the modeling paste. This is what it looks like there. And so I took off all of my rings and watches so that doesn't get in there, as well as laid a piece of paper down on my surface to protect my desk. So you could also use probably some, depending on your project, maybe the lightweight spackle and things like that, but this is what I'm going with today. You may have seen the ghost painting from Michael's. I think it's like a $50 canvas with some ghosts on it, and everyone's really been excited to make their own version of it. So I thought I'll show you how I'm going to make mine. Again, I'm using that modeling paste, and you can pick whatever size canvas. I just like the squares. I don't know, that's just me. Thought it'd be fun to do it on a square. And I'm gonna do a little twist on mine. You can do this extras if you want to add a little more pizzazz and personality to your ghosts, or you could just do the dot for the eyes. So either way, it'll be easy to either do it the original way or add my extra personality to the ghost. But first, we need a black canvas. I just painted this black, and I actually did 2 coats. Black seems like it's a really dark color, but especially like on canvases, it kind of gets some white and some streaks. Some streaks are okay because it kind of looks like the sky. But there's actually even one little spot here that I missed with my second coat that has like the white. So just note, even with black, you might need to do 2 coats of paint. And I just did some regular acrylic paint. So I have these spades that I'm going to use. I think that'll make a nice size ghost for canvas. And I might use some of these other little ones I have for extra little details I'll show you in a minute. Or when I'm finished here. But really, if you don't have one of these, you can pick up these. No, these were pretty cheap actually, not too bad for the whole set. But a piece of cardboard or maybe a lid to something, really anything just with a little rounded edge you can use. So I think I'm gonna have my ghost go about halfway up the canvas, but that's up to you. You could pipe on little dollops, but for me, piping bags always explode, so I am just going to put a dollop down. That might be a big dollop. And don't press as hard as I thought. So we have a ghost. We want those edges nice and thick. That way it helps with the separation. And you kind of make them as big or little as you want. And you want to make different sizes, so make some taller, some smaller. I would do the first row first and work down. So I'm really happy with how these guys came out. And if you want to make it exactly like the Michaels one, you can let it just sit and dry and then add the eyes probably the next day. But I'm gonna add a little extra to mine. So I like animals, especially cats. So I'm gonna make a few of these cats and dogs, and then I might even, after they dry, use a mold to make some bows to give it a little bit of color. And so just eyes, I might add some faces as well. But before this dries, I do want to add ears and things like that for the cats and dogs. This looks like a nice small one. I'm just using my spade and I'm going to kind of make some cat ears. For a dog, I'm going to do a dot for his nose in the middle. That's a dog. And then I have two cats. I think I'm just gonna do that because I'm not sure if I'm liking how they're turning out. I think it'll look better with the eyes on and the faces, but I just a few to be very subtle. And then I'm still gonna do like a couple with the, maybe like 3 bows as well. So just a little bit, but not too much. Again, if you don't like how they turned out or too scared to do that, then you can just leave them without as well. So as our ghosts are drying, I'm gonna go ahead and make those bows. I have this nice little mold that I got, so I'm just gonna do, I think maybe 3 of them. I like using clay to do the bows, and then you can just kind of stick it in there, make sure you get, see, it'll get the impression really well. And actually, I'm using the Sculpey air dry clay. could probably use polymer clay, which is the one that you put in here, then you take it out and then put it in the oven, but I think the air dry might be better for this. I guess you could also do resin and wait for it to cure and then pour it out and color it. I'll paint this after it's done. The other method, if you don't have clay, is, I will show you after I finish this bow. Back doesn't matter as much since it's going to be pressed or glued down. I could have done the bows if I made the bows first and then did the ghosts when these were dry. I could have then just put them in the wet modeling paste with the ghosts, but wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, so we'll just glue them on, it's fine. The other method you can do is hot glue, and you just put the hot glue inside. Just be careful that you don't melt your mold. But this will be a little bit harder to paint than these. It'll just take a few more coats and scratch off easily. But we'll compare the two and see which way is best so you can see which one you want to do. So I'm just going to set this aside and those ghosts and let everything dry. So our ghosts are all dry. You can tell there's a little bit of cracking in it, which happens when you apply this kind of thick like this. I did do a different project that you'll see next week that's thinner and there was no cracking when it dried. So just beware if you do thicker pieces like the ghost here, it might do some cracking, but I actually kind of like that. I think it's fine. It kind of goes with the ghost anyway. So again, if you want to avoid the cracking, I would put like a piece of wood under this or get one of those wooden canvas where it's all a block of wood, and that way this doesn't, as it shrinks and things, it doesn't move and crack. But I think it still looks good. So then we have our little bows. So here's the one out of the glue and our air dry clay. And they all picked up the details really well. I'm happy with that, and I'm going to try to paint those now, and then we'll just glue those on to a couple of our ghosts. Again, if I had these done ahead of time, then I could have just applied it before they dried, before the ghost dried, that is. But since the ghosts are already dry, after I paint them, I'll just glue them on with like some hot glue, Gorilla Glue, something like that. So they are going to be a little fragile. Hot glue did seep out just a little bit, so we can just kind of tear off some of that extra. So I think I'm just gonna go with this pink polish. So as you can tell, the clay one covers a lot better than the glue one. And the glue one, if I touch it right now, will wipe right off, whereas this one, it's still a little wet, but it doesn't wipe off. I'm going to go ahead and apply a second coat to this one when it dries. Go ahead and paint this one and make sure to get those edges. While our bows are over there drying, I'm going to go ahead and do the faces on our ghosts. the Michaels one just has eyes and that's it. I may do some mouths on some of my ghosts. And you can do this either with a black Sharpie. This is a really thin one because I'm going to do the cat's face, which will be really small detail. So I'll do the Sharpie for that, and then just some black acrylic paint for the eyes. I'm going to use the end of a paintbrush because that'll be a nice dot. A lot nicer of a round dot than me trying to draw it in. But you could use Sharpies for everything, thicker or thinner Sharpies if you would like. I'm going to do a dot on the dog's nose as well. Bows are a great way to hide any mistakes if you have any. The clay ones are dry, cover well. I'll show you, I want to touch it at least as mount as possible, but the glue one is still wet. It doesn't show as much detail. So if you can, I highly recommend doing the clay method. So here's all of our little ghosts. It's fun. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo with the two cats, those dogs to find, and then ones with the fun little mouths. That one I didn't like, so I just added some paint and painted over it. It's still drying, but that'll cover nicely. So if you decide you don't like one, you can always easily cover it up. And there's that hot glue bow versus a clay bow. I mean, the clay just shows so much more detail. I'm even debating taking that off and replacing it with another one, but I really like how that turned out. I wasn't sure if I liked this ghost, but he's also kind of just different, so it's fun to add your own personality. So if you want to add animals or faces or even little bows and different accents, go for it. Or keep it just with the eyes, how the original is. So there's what it looks like as the full canvas, but you can even put it in a frame which I think a frame just elevates everything. And did you know they had canvas frames? So frames specifically for canvases. It's hard to tell with the black, but there's just a nice little gap on the side. So that will be perfect for hanging. Oh, since it's actually a little bit thicker, you could even set it on a dresser or something like that. At first I wasn't sure how I felt about the whole ghost photo and what the big deal was, but now after making it, I really like it, and I'm definitely going to be hanging it up once I get all my Halloween stuff out, which will probably be soon. So I hope you had fun watching this with me, and see, it's not that hard to make and to add your own personality to it. And I look forward to seeing how yours turn out, and I hope this inspired you to give it a shot and not to be afraid. Till next time, happy crafting!